I'm not making this up.
This is weird because we're now live, and I didn't tell you guys. We're now live on Analysts After Work, and everyone's getting a different view. But I mean, for me, it looked okay. So I'm not sure what Mindy's seeing, but she's obviously gotten into the celebratory wine a little early.
I see this text, and she sees the ceiling. She's not.
Oh. If you show anything in particular, Vince, just know that I'll be looking for the auditory commentary.
Okay,
your silky voice on it. That's all.
That's my smooth, silky voice. Well, welcome, everyone to another fine episode of Analysts After Work. I am Vince, your host this week and every other week. And with me, as always, we have returning two of my favorite DC consultants wearing their ugly sweaters. And I'm sure they're going to want to talk about that. Jennifer Forrest, Mindy Bohannon, welcome back. And cheers. How's everyone going? How's everyone doing?
Cheers. It's going good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you. We've each been on the show enough to know that Jen's choices are a bit of a running gag with the show. So Jen, why don't we start with you? What fine selection from Aldi are you bringing to the table today?
This is actually not from Aldi. I'm going to switch it up, keep you on your toes, Vince. This is a turmeric cider juice from a local company called Juice is Life. They are Black woman owned and a small business.
They are, sorry, what? They're what?
Black woman owned.
Ah, okay.
Yep. And are located in Maryland.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Is it good or?
For a juice called turmeric cider, yes.
Okay.
That is always a good, interesting taste flavor.
So
absolutely,
it's a health choice more than it is a taste choice. Okay, respect. That's fine.
It's not like celery juice though, where you just have to plug your nose and chug it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, pickle juice was really popular for a while. And I don't know why, because that's just I'm repulsed by pickles, period. So pickle juice, no thank you. But okay, well, welcome. The proverbial Jofo. Mindy, how about you?
I'll be your imbo to your Jofo.
Okay.
Let's see, I am drinking the 1792 whiskey bourbon. Just kind of the bourbon of the month, and it's tasty. So cheers.
Good. Cheers. I'm bringing back one of my recent favorites, Basil Hayden's, also a nice Kentucky bourbon. It's nice. So cheers and welcome to I see Mohammed, Judy, Hans, Tamara just joined in. Cheers to everyone.
Cheers to you.
So
happy December.
Happy December. And happy Hanukkah. It's first night of Hanukkah, I understand. So I appreciate you. There it is.
There it is. I
appreciate. No, I can only see your ceiling. I appreciate you taking the time, Mindy. I'm sure you've got other better things to do.
No.
I don't know. I've never been part of a Hanukkah celebration, so I don't know. Maybe it's a slow burn to the 8th night. I don't know. It's a slow burn.
Yeah, the Hanukkah is a
pun not intended, priority. By the way.
Slow burn, good one.
Yeah, pun not intended, but that was brilliant.
But keep bringing it.
Yeah, I know.
It's a lower minor holiday, but it's a lot of fun. And so this weekend I'll make my potato pancakes, the latkes.
Ooh, love latkes.
And that's how I celebrate. I light the candles and I eat food.
And you call it a minor? It's a minor holiday?
Well, it's a minor holiday. It was a big miracle, but compared to Passover and the high holidays, it's not as big.
Yeah. Right, like Rosh Hashanah is the big one, right?
Oh yeah,
Rosh
Hashanah,
that's
Yom
the
Kippur.
Super Bowl of. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool. Well, you know what? Then I wanted to thank you for being here and taking time out, but apparently you had nothing better to do anyway. So.
This is the thing for the night. Yes.
Awesome. Well, before we get into the ugly sweaters, and we will get into it, we actually had every week I put out like, hey, what questions do you have for us? Ask us questions. Finally, Tamara brought the thunder and came in with a question. So let's cover her stuff first.
Yes.
And then we'll see what else comes in. But in the meantime, so here's her question. What is your favorite holiday tradition? What's one food you only have during winter holidays? Jen, let's go. Let's start with you.
Lefse, which is a Norwegian food, and it's Christmas, or I associate with Christmas, but I think it's like eaten more broadly than Christmas. Okay. So every year there is a Norwegian Christmas festival in Fairfax, Virginia. So I drive out, and they had it like you had to sign up, and only 4 people were allowed in the building. And that's how I got my lefse this year. But this year we're also making lefse. So that's going to be fun.
It's your
Lefsae.
Okay. That is that. And that's your thing. Like that's when you think the holidays, Christmas, that's your thing.
Yes.
Okay. Mindy?
Let's see here. The Hanukkah thing is mostly the potato pancakes, the latkes. Okay,
the latkes, yeah.
That's a thing. But for Christmas, we usually go to Glenn's sisters up in New York, and we do that Feast of Seven. Are you talking?
No.
No.
Okay. Because I pulled you up so I could see you. And so I
You mean like this? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. No, I'm a little distracted. That's okay. Anyways, we do Feast of Seven Fishes the night before Christmas, just the Christmas Eve. And I just have a lot of fun with all the different little fishes going on. That's all. Yeah. That's
cool. I've not done that one. That's we don't do the 7 fish. We have fish, but it's not a 7 fishes thing.
Lots of little courses. Since there's 3 of us, we can have lots of little bites and whatnot. And we kind of take liberty with what the fishes can be, like white fish salad.
Right. We don't. I mean, I can't think of other than like baking, Tamara, like cookies and that. Like that would be the only thing I would think of for as far as like traditions and food and stuff. It's the baking. For me, traditions is like watching Rudolph and Elf and like Christmas Vacation, National Lampoons, like Christmassy movies. But yeah, I mean, it's to me, it's more an experience versus a specific food. So the first time I had Christmas dinner with my then girlfriend, now wife, I was used to like you get the dinner, it's family style, it's all on the table, and like 45 minutes later it's done. And they're not like that. So for them, the first time it was like, okay, now we're gonna have this course, and now we're gonna have, and it was like 3 hours later, and I'm sitting in my chair like, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever. Like, when do we get to leave the table? When does Mindy get to leave? And it was just, I always think back to that moment of like, this is hell. When is this dinner gonna end? Because it was 11:30. We started at like 7:30. It was 11:30 when we were finally done. I'm like, this is terrible. Now I'm used to it, so it's just like, yeah, okay, I get it. But at the first time, it's like, this is insane. How do you people eat for 4 hours? So that's my my memory. Looks like Hans is joining us. Besides Die Hard, what is the best Christmas holiday movie? I mean, I would put that up for debate. No, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I was like, no, it's just a movie that happens to take place at Christmas. And I'm just saying, like that was my view, right? And then somebody last year shared an article that was like, why why Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And I read through the article because I like to challenge my own biases. I read through the article and I'm like, you know what? This makes some pretty compelling arguments. You know what? Yeah, it's a Christmas movie. Now here's another one. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Is that a Halloween movie or is that a Christmas movie?
Both.
Explain.
It's both. It's both Halloween. It's getting you geared up for Christmas, right? But it's also spooky.
It's spooky.
Right? Okay.
I consider it more Halloween and scary, actually.
Okay. I actually tend to default to the Jen perspective. So we watch it Christmas, Halloween, All Hallows Eve, and then it sort of is that bridge to the holiday season. Now it's a little bit different in Canada because after Halloween it's Christmas, or it's the holiday season. You guys still have Thanksgiving, right? So
right.
So you still have that parade. You still have a bunch of stuff. Whereas for us, it's just straight into
winter.
Into winter, right? Our Thanksgiving is before Halloween. We do ours the appropriate time when the harvest would normally happen, in the middle of October.
And that northern
nonsense.
Quadrant, that's when it happens in the northern quadrant, but not
right.
By us.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, whatever. Our Halloweens, our Thanksgivings are different. That's it. Yeah. It's the same but different.
Yeah.
There we go.
So many.
So yes, Jen.
I feel compelled to talk to Tamara. You should watch Nightmare Before Christmas because the music is awesome. I actually listened to the music way before I watched the movie.
Yeah,
and it's really good.
It's pretty solid.
Delightful.
We actually went to New York to visit the MoMA when Tim Burton they did a Tim Burton exhibit. And this is before we had kids because we can't do that now. So, but we went to the MoMA. We went to New York City for a weekend and just went to the MoMA, and it was amazing. And I mean, I was there too for Batman. Like Tim Burton did the first Batman, which was awesome. So to see the life size Batman suit was but we went and you see all the illustrations and the drawings of Tim Burton that you could. I see how that became The Nightmare Before Christmas. Was really. I mean, it's a must see. It's a great movie. And the good news is you can watch it now and it'll be fine. So you don't have to wait till next Halloween.
And Hans also endorses it.
Yeah, I mean, if Hans is on board,
then
I mean, triple threat, man. Halloween, Christmas, and their songs, and they're not terrible. They're not terrible. They do get stuck in your head.
I've seen parts of Nightmare Before Christmas, and it's Danny Elfman from Oingo Boingo does the music, and any movie he does the music for, I will watch.
Right.
Absolutely.
I like how you went to his band versus Danny Elfman, who did the Simpsons, because he did that too, right?
I grew up with his music and Oingo Boingo and singing it all the time.
I don't know what Oingo Boingo is, but okay.
Oh. Okay, I'm dating myself a little bit. I know, JFO. I know. But it's he does a lot. He went from the band to doing all the soundtracks to everything. That's amazing. So
right.
I think he did Mission Impossible too, didn't he?
He might have.
Yeah,
he probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
I've listened to movie soundtracks that he's done specifically because he's done them.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know who's doing some solid soundtracks now? And this is maybe dating myself. Trent Reznor.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
From 9 Inch Nails?
Yeah.
Trent Reznor is doing some he did the social. I think The Social Network was one of his first.
Oh, right.
But he is a solid composer.
Mm-hmm.
So Trent Reznor, don't sleep on 9 Inch Nails. Don't sleep on 9 Inch Nails. Cool. So we've got the ugly sweaters. It is ugly sweater season, and Mindy pre-warned me that you guys would be wearing your ugly sweaters. I did my best. I've got a Mickey with mistletoe. It's the best I could bring. I don't have anything ugly. I'm sorry.
That's pretty good.
What is the deal?
I don't
with the
consider this ugly either. I mean,
oh, it's hideous. I mean, when you put the hood on,
seriously, that's hideous. That counts as ugly
Mindy,
sweater. Maybe it lights
cute.
up. That's a thing.
Yeah, I know. Like it's terrible. It's cute, but
It's got
legs. I mean, okay, we'll come to the Christmas llama in a minute.
Okay, if it counts as ugly, I'm in.
That is, I think Jen has.
And I walk around the office like this normally. The last 3 years.
I believe you. I believe you. I have seen that sweater before. I don't know when.
Oh, did I bring it maybe to one of our shows? Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen the sweater though.
Okay.
I'm not sure where. I'm not sure where, because I mean, usually when we hook up, it's in DC. Which is in the spring, right? So you wouldn't have
December 10th was New York City a few years ago. Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. And Dave, good call. I wouldn't go near me either. Although I am fairly observant of the physical and social distancing phenomenon. So I mean, I think, Jen, that is a terrible. What is the deal with the
pattern?
What is the deal with it? It's like 3-dimensional. It's wearing a scarf.
Oh, he's got a scarf on.
He's got an ass. Like there's
what?
Lots of stuff.
Oh my lord!
There's lots going on. There's lots going on with that sweater.
That is fuzzy. It's very important.
You win.
What is the fascination with the ugly sweaters?
They're fun. I actually have 2 llama ugly sweaters.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're all about the llama, about the llama, about the llama. All about the llama.
Hi, Amy.
Hey, Amy's here. So, this is where you guys promote the event next week. What's the deal with the ugly sweaters?
What event?
I feel like this is a quiz show, and
I don't know what event.
Mindy, what you asked me to speak to the DC chapter.
Oh, that event. Yeah, my event. You mean mine? Oh,
you mean the one I'm going to?
IIBA local chapter, Washington DC Metro. Yeah, I'll be there. Has invited.
How's that for a sell?
Vince has accepted to speak about his ugly babies, and because it's December, the chapter wants to do an ugly festive sweater time before it, and have some fun. We do always have some good networking things that happen. If the team wants to do it, I have trivia that's going to happen, or if they just want to chit chat, we can do that. But I think we're going to have a parade of ugly sweaters somehow.
Well,
and then Vince.
Yeah, and then me, and I did not know, and I didn't know that day is actually Ugly Sweater Day.
No.
I mean, talk about coincidence.
Okay.
That is Ugly Sweater Day, and I'm just gonna put the link up for anybody that wants to attend that day. It's let me don't scroll.
Yeah, if you want to come to the chapter
there we go.
meeting.
Yeah, so definitely check it out. I didn't realize it was Ugly Sweater Day, and I didn't realize that when I recommended doing the Ugly Babies talk, I
thought that was a thing.
No,
there's a thing.
No,
there.
The universe just said do this for them on that day, and it was like, so it was the universe just sort of came together.
So
and we're going to
make one more
ugly babies and ugly sweaters. Yeah, it's plug.
One more plug. If there's anybody who's a student at any level, any area of study, any kind of thing like that, we give free registration. And so we don't want to, make you pay. If you're unemployed, we'll give you free registration. Just hit me up, president@iibadc.org.
Yeah, and I mean for those that can attend and aren't in that position, it's only $5.
It's only $5.
It's only $5. So like I have been telling everyone that I know to go to this thing. I actually said no to somebody today though. And I'll tell you what. So I have a friend who is a business analyst, and this is like a high school friend. He's my boy. And because we're boys, he will sneak into webinars and just cause ruckus. So the last time he was in a webinar, he used my wife's name and was asking questions from my wife.
Oh, that's perfect.
And it was just like, dude, don't like it was funny, but at the same time, like, man, don't do that. Come on. Like, I don't take myself too seriously.
That's rough. That is really rough.
So he was trying to schedule a happy hour, and he's like, okay, so let's do next Wednesday. Can't next Wednesday. I'm doing a webinar. Who's it with? No, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you because I don't want you there.
Vince, I saw your LinkedIn post earlier.
Classic.
That was Hawaii and Calgary.
Yeah.
And Australia and DC.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
How did the
in one day
work?
But that's what the link. So I know that when we chatted about it, it was going to be a partnership between DC and I just heard another chapter. And then I got a note, and I don't care. Like I was doing, you asked me, I'm doing it for you. I don't care. But then I got tagged with a link for the Calgary chapter, and I'm like, oh, cool. And then when I opened the link, it was like, this is a joint thing. This is by the DC chapter, partnering with Calgary, which I think is tremendous. Also, Hawaii. Like, okay, great.
No, I don't know about that.
Okay.
Jamie kind of took it on herself. Lovely that she promotes and supports the community.
Yeah,
she's just supporting you and putting it out there.
Well, then that's my fault, and I apologize to the I don't want to get credit due, but
we're happy. The
sorry.
more the merrier.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Everyone from Hawaii, you are not welcome here.
No, Hawaii, please come and please show us beautiful weather.
I don't care if you're a member of those chapters or not. Like, I am sharing this far and wide. One, it's my I would say it's my last talk of the year, but I have one the next day, so that's a lie. But it is a mega event, and I am excited. And the Ugly Babies talk is probably my most fun talk.
I'm excited.
I have so much fun doing it. It's so much fun. So I'm excited.
I've seen it a bunch, and I'm still excited to come.
Yeah,
that's how good of a talk it is.
That's how fun it is.
I keep telling Amy, I think it's a keynote. I with some bigger theatrics, it's a keynote. Yeah.
So I know you have it in you, Vince. You can make that.
Amy, if you're watching and you need a keynote for 2021,
he's your guy.
Ugly Babies. Just saying. Okay, so we got so everyone that's on here, Dave, Amy, Tamara, Mohammed, everyone should be at the DC event next week, next Wednesday. I think we start at 4:30 Eastern.
5:30 Eastern. The party starts 6:30 Eastern. We do announcements for 5 minutes, and then Vince is on.
And then it's me, and we're gonna have a ton of fun. Everyone should be there. It's gonna be amazing. And bring your ugly sweaters.
Yeah.
Cool. So everyone, no excuses now. Like, be there. Yeah, Amy. I'm gonna pause here. Yeah, it is awesome. It is incredible. And you have to attend to find out what I mean by an ugly baby. Jen, you've since the last time you've been on the show, what's new?
I took up keep running.
What is that?
This is
You're couponing. Jen, I don't think that's what he was alluding to.
No, it's not.
Okay. I wanted to ask if any other business analysts, though, like couponing because it's so analytical.
No.
And I need to know if anyone else is. Also,
no.
Couponing is not a thing. You don't actually save money. You just buy more stuff.
No, because you spend more time.
Yes.
Like, there's a time value of money.
Yes. And it's not worth it.
This is where the PM mindset helps out of like, yeah, I'm going to save 30 cents, but I'm spending 2 hours to go save 35 cents. No.
Yep.
No.
Plus, store brand is always cheaper, even with coupons off the name brand.
Yeah, I look for the store coupons that are automatic.
Yeah. Respect. I get when I get a coupon like in my email.
Hey, Steve.
That's when hey Steve, what's up? That's when I will like. So it's sort of reactionary. 40% off at Adidas. Yeah, that's how I got that sweater. Right? Like,
perfect.
Nobody's not.
Wait, what color is it?
Like a bargain.
It's called Power Berry. Berry. You know what?
Power Berry. I think I had that for dinner the other night. No.
It is a tremendous color. Look at that. That's a tremendous color.
Amazing.
That's a solid color.
That looks like Barney, almost Barney colored.
I mean, okay, why did you have to take it there? Because now I'm never going to wear it. Like,
no, Vince, it's all you. It's all you. This is so you.
I like to listen.
It's a great. That's a great color.
I like to. It is a great color. I like to go with like flashy accessories. Like this. These are my headphones. Like bright orange.
Is that like it?
So like you gotta flash a little.
A little bling bling. Yeah.
But anyways, I mean, she's done a great job of evading the rush here.
What do you think
Jen,
else she might have?
What is new with you
in the last?
You what? I don't care about that. That's not what I'm talking about either.
What are you talking about? I got married. I got married, and I got a new job.
You got a new job.
Yeah.
You like getting married was the last thing I thought of.
That's not good. That's not a good sign.
It's been 2 months and already like whatever.
It feels so natural now.
All right.
It just feels like we've been together forever.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay. All right. Well, then I guess we won't talk about it. But
we finally figured out a system for the dishes.
Okay.
2 days ago.
Okay.
It's been like years in the making. I am a batch dishwasher.
Yes.
So like I wait until the sink is full and then I do it all at once.
Oh.
Your guy's not going to do that.
Yeah. So
he doesn't do that.
Yeah, he does not. He is do them as they go, like do them as you make them. And those are two very different life choices.
Yes, they are. Yep.
So we finally figured out a system that works.
Which is?
And that is rinsing the dishes and putting them in the sink.
That's fair. Yeah. And then once a day, do all the dishes?
Yep.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good compromise.
Yeah.
Okay. There is only 2 of you. I mean, that works, right?
Yes.
For us, it's an every meal thing.
Okay.
But okay. I'm glad that you've evaded that potentially disruptive situation. I can't believe
the little things when it's only 2 of you adults in the house.
Okay.
This is what it is.
Yeah, and that's fair. So obviously let's get to the thing you wanted to talk about.
Yes.
What else is new, Jen?
I got my CBAP.
Yay! Jen Forrest, JoFo is CBAP certified as of, and I have notes, November the 2nd, 2020. Congratulations, Jennifer Forrest. We're so proud of you.
Thank you.
And here we are, 3 CBAPs all together.
Yay.
Because I looked it up so that we could talk about it.
Thank you.
Because what blew me away, Mindy, you and I, normal, dates and names.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Forrest, for some reason, all caps. If you look her up, if you look her name up on the CBAP registry, it is all caps. And I wanted to take a screen grab of it to show, like, what's the deal with the all caps? Are you that proud?
So what had happened is my Google form field grabber thing.
Sure.
It pulled from a field that was configured to do all caps. And that's just what it is. And I know I can change it, but it's always like the last thing that I think about. So wherever I go, I'm just very excited.
Right. Jennifer Forrest. It was like when I looked at and like yours was the third one I looked up to know the dates. And so I was like, okay, Mindy's normal, mine's normal.
Yeah.
Jennifer Forrest. And there were other Forrests. And so I'm like, but they're not capitalized. So what's so special about you? I wasn't sure.
I'm just
anyway,
I know.
Jen, congratulations. And you're seeing them come in. Congratulations.
Thank
Great
you.
achievement.
This is a hard thing to do.
It's a super.
This is not easy.
And Jen, when we chatted about this episode, she was like, "Yeah, I wanna talk about it because you had just passed when we chat, and you said I want to have Mindy on, and maybe we can compare stories."
Yes.
And I think that's a great. So maybe, do you want to go first and tell us the story of your CBAP? Yes.
So Mindy helped foster my success in getting my CBAP.
Tremendous.
Yeah, how she did that is lots of encouragement, but she also told me like her study approach, and that was really helpful to know. So my study process was over a year, which I think is too long for those who are interested in pursuing your CBAP. Too long, a year is too long, but that was because our study group got interrupted by the pandemic.
Sure.
Yeah. So otherwise, I think like 3 or 4 months, that would have been perfect kind of thing. Like 4 months. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So watermark study guide. Yes. And the online quizzes. Yes. And I did that because of Mindy. Thank you. So good. By the Larsons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Get ready for recertification. Steve is bang on. Recertification is painful.
Oh, I've been doing it. I've been tracking it the whole time since they went online. And they made it super easy. So I went into conferences and I studied webinars and whatnot.
I know, but it requires you to go in and actually enter it. And I'm lazy. Like, I just want it done for me. Because Mindy has been a CBAP since April the 27th of 2018. 2018, which actually makes me the OG of this group. I got mine January 12th, 2015.
Ooh, go Vince.
Yeah. And the reason I like Mindy, you're a much better BA than I am. Much better. So, oh yeah, you are. Trust me, you are. So the fact that I got mine 3 years before you, it feels dirty. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right.
I just think I do more of the normal kind of work, the groundwork and some strategy work, whereas you're doing more strategy work and some day-to-day maybe. I think it's flipped. And I think the CBAP focuses on my area, not like my focus, not yours.
But I flipped, like, ever since I was doing the on the ground project level stuff until probably about 2 years ago, because I always had the mindset of the strategy and the enterprise, but I wasn't really doing that work until like I would say the last 2 years.
It just fits you.
That's
so
when
well.
It does. I'm so much more happier doing it there. Like, and yeah, Thanks, Hans.
Cool.
So,
okay, I'll just take it. Well, I want to add in the complexity that Jen Forrest did not plan on doing, but yet happened to her because of the quarantine and the pandemic and whatnot. So I was getting it, and it was simply, some of the holiday season when I started, and it was like normal January through April kind of thing. Yeah. And maybe that was for you too. But Jen, in the span of 3 months, got married.
Yeah.
Had the weddings and had to figure out how to get married, which is all different comparatively. And she had to finish her CBAP, and she got a new job.
Yes.
Like all at the same time. So I just want to say that's crazy.
That's a crazy Q4. That is a crazy Q4. Like respect.
Yeah.
So,
I just gotta say,
and in the pandemic.
Yes.
And in the pandemic.
Yeah. So I do not recommend that when you're getting that.
Good to know.
Try not to do other big life things.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Yes.
Mindy, do you want to share your story, or do you want me to share mine? And we're both going to share, but
yeah. So it had been a very, very long time, many years since I had taken a test, and I was intimidated, and I was, scared to take a test. And finally, I was like, okay, I need to do this. And I thought about it while I was still living in Cleveland, 2014. But then I decided to move, and I said, screw the test. I'm going to move and then figure out the new city and the new life and whatnot.
Which is what you should do when you.
Which is what you should do. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's normal.
That's what I cannot do. All the things at once, like you did. Yeah. I am impressed by that. So I said no, and then I joined my company. And my boss is like, yeah, you're part of the IIPA here. You help run the chapter. You're all into it. Why don't you have your CBAP? And I was like, do I need it? And no, for my job, I hadn't needed it yet. And then finally she came back to me and said, we'd like you to get your CBAP. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. Okay, I'm ready. And I was like freaked out, like ready to take the 2 weeks before I was ready to take the test. I got the study group. I didn't do it alone. I was trying, that's the way I study, is by group. Some people, like we had 2 guys that dropped out because they're like, we do better alone, and that's okay. They had to join the group to know that they need to go back to studying on their own.
For sure.
And I had a great study group. I gotta say, every single person in it was amazing. And I thank them because we all helped each other. Only 2 of us actually got our CBAP as a result of it. So that's a shame, and hopefully they'll go back one day. But they went through the process the entire 4 months, 3.5 months. And then finally it was taking the exam. And I was like, oh shit, I think I'm ready. Oh no, I think I'm ready. I gotta do this. And I went in and I aced it. It felt so good. I didn't know I aced it until I got the grade.
Sure.
But I was so happy. Like I was jumping around the backyard, getting drunk, going, I passed. It was like, I was so relieved. And I'm glad I did it. It reminded me a lot of things that I hadn't thought about in a long time.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. So I added extra complexity onto mine because so I also did not a study group, but I did a boot camp. So I went to Global Knowledge. If you watched last week's episode, one of the guests, Cheryl Lee, was my instructor for my boot camp, in 2014, I guess. And so the joke there was, if ever I've offended you in a talk or in a workshop, it's all Cheryl's fault, because with her, I would not be here. But I did it through my company, and we have a program called Tuition Assistance, where they will pay $2,500 per year. It's a great benefit, and like not enough people take advantage of it. But they pay $2,500 a year for training and development. So you want to take a course, as long as it's accredited, like you can do it. So through a university, through whatever. So I decided I was going to do my CBAP because I had gotten my PMP, and that felt wrong because I've managed projects, but I never felt like a project manager. So I wanted my CBAP too. So I did it at the end of the year. My boot camp was in the first week of December. So I actually studied over the Christmas holiday that year. I had paid for the boot camp. I had paid for the exam. And the thing about our tuition assistance program is, if you don't pass the course,
you don't get it.
You don't get it. And I had already received the money because they did their end of year closeout. So I had already gotten the money back.
And spent it?
No, I hadn't spent it, but still, it was like, I don't want to have to give this money back if I don't pass. And so, I did my boot camp. It's all Cheryl's fault. I studied for a couple weeks, and so you guys are talking months. Like, I'm talking weeks. Like, while I was in the boot camp, I was applying, I got my approval, and then like 3 weeks later, I wrote the exam.
Wait, did you not study before the boot camp?
No.
Wow.
I tried to.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to.
This is why I did the boot camp. Like, I needed that focused time. Mm-hmm. And so it was like a 5 day boot camp where we went through the Babok version 2. Without that, I would never have read. I thought like, I'll just self-study, no problem. I would not have done it. So we went through, I got my money. So I'm writing the exam with this extra pressure of, if I don't pass, I owe my organization $4,000 for the boot camp and for the exam.
Wow.
So when I find, and I mean, you guys have been through the process. If you're watching us and you have not been through the process, this is basically how it goes. You have a 3-hour exam.
3.5?
3.5. Was it 3.5? It takes 3.5.
Yeah.
Like, I did an exam for another one of my certifications where it's a 2-hour, and I did it in half an hour, and I blew it away. When it's a 3.5-hour exam, it takes you, I think I finished at like 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Same. Yeah.
Right. So, and then they don't tell you right away. They put you through the survey of how was your experience today, which is the worst time to do it. So I'm clicking like, 3, 3, 3. I don't care. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. There was no valuable insight that I provided to them. Because I'm just like, I just want to get to the thing. Then you get presented with a letter. And you have to read it. It's not like, congrats, you passed. Here's a letter to read. It was, here's a letter. And you have to read this letter. And only in like the third paragraph does it say, you've successfully attained. And I'm not afraid to say this because I think I've said it on here, but I cried. I am in the exam center, and like I am just like so even now reliving it.
Yeah,
I'm so relieved of like, not only did I pass, I don't have to give back $4,000. Which was really the pressure that was on me. It was like, I don't like. Wow. There's a lot riding on this. And I mean, Judy's it was that survey.
Yeah.
Was ridiculous timing, right? Like, it's ridiculous.
I don't remember a survey.
Oh, yeah.
Was there a survey, Jen?
I kind of blurred most things out of that exam.
But wait.
I don't remember a survey.
From my house.
You did it there, right? I went to a test center to do it.
Yeah, I had to go to a center. Yeah.
Right. I went to a center, and so it's a survey on the center's status. Was the center to your satisfaction? Dude, I don't care. Just give me my mark.
Like, I did cry during the exam because my internet went out briefly. And then it reloaded, but it reloaded. Like, if this happens to you, and it reloads, it puts the questions in a different order.
No.
I had like 40 questions left of like the 200 and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, like it looked like I was starting the exam over.
Wow.
And I just started crying.
Did you have any flagged? Did it still have your
I did
flags?
have some of them flagged. And then I looked through later and then I realized that they're like the ones I had skipped were still skipped. I had like everything was still there. It was just the questions were reordered. Wow. And I got a new proctor as well. And the proctor had different rules, but the second proctor let me go outside the room and take another break and cry a little bit and then come back.
Yeah, totally. And it should have kept your time. Like when you dropped, it should have stopped your time.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It stopped my time, and then they gave me a little bit extra time to go and have a little breakdown and then come back. But everything was good.
Totally fair.
Yeah. I in addition to the tears, I you know what? Never mind that.
It's emotional.
It was super
emotional.
like, dude,
I get it.
I was like,
and a bunch of people
relieved.
are also saying it's emotional.
Yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
it's I certified on version 2. Yes, Dave. Thanks, Dave. I mean, if anyone's watching and hasn't gone through this process, I mean, the way maybe like, how did you attack the exam? You said you skipped some questions. Like, how did you attack? What was your approach to the exam, Jen?
I took the first couple minutes / like 7 minutes, and I wrote this out, which is the inputs, outputs, and knowledge areas and tasks.
Right. I did not do that.
Yeah.
So take that sheet.
I recommend doing that. I also color coded it. For me,
you were allowed to. Oh, you had a highlighter since you were at home. We weren't allowed to bring it in.
No.
We had to take their pen.
Yeah.
And we couldn't even bring our own pen.
Yeah.
And so paper, and then they burned the paper in front of you on the way out. And they looked at you like with disdain, like.
Oh. So this is one of the practice ones, because they did make us they had us rip up everything at the end of the exam on camera. You're on camera this whole time. You can't see the proctor. They're just watching you, which is terrifying. But this is not the one from the actual exam. This is my study one. But I did this, and then I just started taking the exam and skipped over questions that I wasn't sure about and pushed through, and then went downstairs and stared at the wall for 15 minutes for my break. And came back.
Yeah, there's an approach, I think I read somewhere and I did it or figured it out, that there's questions that are simply, here's a scenario, like three lines, because they can have one run-on sentence maybe. And then there's 4 answers, and you pick from that. But then there's also questions that has like 3 paragraphs and has 4 questions along with it. And so the idea is to actually just skip all of those to begin with. Just skip all the long paragraph ones with multiple questions attacking each one. Go through it, flag those to revisit. Go through and do the rest of the class, the rest of the test. Skip the ones that you're just not sure about, you don't want to deal with, don't stress yourself out. So skip to the next one that you go, I got this. I feel like I got this. And then go back to all those more difficult ones.
I went through, and it's 200 questions, right? Something like that. It's been like 6 years for me. I don't remember.
I thought it was like 240.
Okay, whatever, Jofo, whatever the number is.
We'll go with your number.
Yeah. So I went through, and this was my approach. I'm going to go through question 1 through question 200 or 240, whatever it is. And if I can know the answer without looking at the answers, I know. So if I can read the question and say in my mind, oh, that's prototyping, and prototyping is one of the options, I do it and I move on and I never think about it again. When I got to the end, the first round, I think I had 40 of the 200 or whatever. It was about 20%.
It's 120 questions and 3.5 hours.
Great. So I had 30
hours.
Oh, wow.
So I had 30
Love
answered,
it.
and I'm like, I'm gonna fail. And so now the stress of this, you got to pay back the money, you idiot. Why did you do this? Is like hanging over me. But then I calmed down and I just started I started attacking them again, 1 through, 120. Which ones am I confident enough in the answer from the options? And then just process of elimination, got down and then when I finished, I sat there for 5 minutes.
Yes.
And I had this debate with myself, because they always advise that at the end you go through and check your work. And I remember saying to myself, it's a terrible idea, right?
Horrible.
Like, horrible idea. But I remember just this like calming voice entered my head and said, no, trust yourself. And I hit submit, and then I did the stupid survey, and then had to read the stupid letter. But it obviously ended well. I mean, I don't know what the percentage is, but I don't think a lot of people pass on their first go.
It's hard.
And so
it's not a very high percentage.
Yeah. And
that's
so
what I was scared about.
I did pass on my first go. But it was this moment of like, this stuff, so
yes.
Just trust yourself.
Yep.
So
I like it.
Yeah, it's and then I went back and I did the same thing when I wrote the PMP and like all the other certifications. I went back and I told people, like, this is the stuff that's not covered in the courses. They don't tell you that at the end you're going to have a survey. They don't tell you those things of like, this is how you're going to feel as you're going through, and here's a way you can attack it.
Yeah.
But it was what I went through, and it was traumatic and very emotional. But
the trauma after reading for analysis and comprehension for 3.5 hours, and then reading a letter that you feel like your life depends on this letter, and having to read it after your brain is a noodle.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's exhausting.
It's like, exhausting. No, I don't. Ain't nobody got time for that. Like, just tell, like, and this is where I did, like, I think it was the PMP exam, where it was like, at the end, it gives you the letter, but at the top of the letter in like big bold letters, congratulations. Oh, okay, good. I can calm down as I read these, 8,000 words, and not find out you know what I mean?
So actually, I was in the test center, and I went to my car, and I was fumbling around with stuff in the car and just kind of, shaking it off a little bit, the stress. And I got a text, or I got a quick email. No, I got a quick email that literally said, you passed. And I was jumping around the parking lot, going, oh my God, I passed. I'm so like relieved and excited. And somebody came out, was looking at me, and I'm going, I passed.
So wait a second.
Then I got an email.
You left the test center without knowing your result?
Well, I was a test center. Yeah, I didn't know.
Holy crap. I can't imagine
took an
that.
Email, but the email was like 2 minutes later.
But still, like, I at least still knew at my, like, before I left the test center.
I don't remember. Jen, did you get an automatic awareness?
I think I did get an automatic thing.
Maybe I don't remember doing that at the center, the test center. Maybe that's something different that they started doing because of.
Maybe.
I mean, know.
I got.
No, it took 5 minutes.
I recertified before you took your exam, so yeah, like, it's possible that things changed. But that's just like I would not. I
would have liked to have known. Yeah.
Yeah, like in the old days of like, you write your. I think Jared was saying he wrote his exam and didn't find out for 6 weeks. I'm like, dude, how did you function?
6 weeks.
Well, he's
back in the day.
Like back in the day.
He's the original.
He's the OG. Like,
good for them.
I don't know how you wait 6 weeks to find out that you were successful or you got to redo it. Like,
yeah,
no, thank you.
So I hadn't taken a test in many years, over a decade, and more than that. And now I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to take my next test. I want to get some other certifications now. I think I was going to be on a roll, but we'll see.
I mean, you know what? Let me just tell you, it's not as glamorous as it seems to have all those letters after your name.
It really doesn't make a difference so far in my work. If it makes a difference to someone, I'll do it. But
no, but I mean, hey, I've got a bunch of certifications and letters, and they don't, I think they more inform, change and all that stuff. It more informs my view of problems and how to solve them.
Yes.
Versus like, we're looking for a pro sci change manager. Like, I don't get a lot of those. So.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's super helpful in terms of like framing how you think about problems, because like now I'll look at things and like, oh, if all you have is a hammer, every problem is a nail, right? So if you're a BA, if you're CBAP, like every problem is a business analysis problem, versus you actually need to think about how to manage change, or you need a Six Sigma like process, or you need something different. Right. So, well, regardless, Jen, congratulations. Welcome to the club.
Yeah. Nice to be here.
We've been waiting for you. And welcome.
I did find, so I got my PMP, I got my certifications way out of order. So I got my CSM before a certified Scrum Master before I was a Scrum Master. So that wasn't super helpful, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I did that too. Yeah.
There's a lot of credibility there. All right.
Nothing. There's none.
And then I got my PMP quite early on in my career. And so that...
This isn't appropriate to the discussion, but I just wanted to throw it up there. Because
it's relevant. It's always good to say.
Yeah.
So I got my PMP earlier on into my career, and that actually did open up some doors because of that, because I had like only a couple years or I think it's 5 years of experience that's like mandatory for getting the PMP. Because I had that and the PMP, it did open up some doors for me that hadn't been opened before with the certification.
Yeah.
So, but getting my CBAP, it's after like, now I'm like, I don't know, mid career or something like that.
You're
it's
still
like
a baby, man. You're still a kid. Mid-career. Get out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense. Mid-career.
What are you, like 28? You're going to have 3 more before you're done.
Come on,
you're going to have 5 more careers before you're done.
Honestly, a 28-year-old is mid-career. Mindy, can you believe this nonsense?
I'm in my 30s.
You are not.
I am. How does that make you feel?
You know what? I don't know. I've been told I could pass for mid-30s.
You could.
There you go.
Whatever. There you go.
I get mid-30s. Yeah.
There you go. I buy that.
There's also been a comment about, did you go back to work after you took the exam?
No.
Hell no.
Hell no.
You take the day off. It's a test day.
Yeah.
I sat on my couch and like stared at the ceiling. I couldn't.
Yeah. Well, also pandemic.
That too.
Well, you really couldn't go anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. I think I drove. I had to drive down to part of Toronto that I used to live in, so I knew the area pretty well, because there's only, I think, one testing center in Toronto, and it just happened to be near where I grew up. And so afterwards, I think I went to the local like burger place, because there's this burger place that like everybody knows. If you live in Toronto and you live in Scarborough, you know Johnny's Burgers. And so I think I went to Johnny's and just destroyed Johnny's. Just from I think, I don't know, it's like 6 years ago. I did mine a little bit out of order too, and it was just as the opportunity presented itself. But the PMP definitely did open doors for me, because at the time I was in the process of starting to teach at Schulich, the School of Business here in Toronto. And
Woo!
I remember, yeah, I'm still listed as faculty, even though I haven't taught there in a long time. So I hope they never noticed. But I went and I actually met with the folks that were putting together the course, and it was this project management course around like navigating the political minefield of projects. And they're like, okay, well, if you're going to teach here, you have to have your PMP. Do you have it? And I had passed like literally the week before. And I said, well, yes, I am a PMP. And they're like, great. They never checked. They never like looked up when I passed it. They're just like, oh, okay, great. I had literally passed the week before. So immediately it opened a door for me, which was tremendous. Mindy,
Yes, sir.
Jennifer, we are at time. The hour
It just flies.
has flown by, and like a lot of people say that, and like, oh, where has the time gone? This hour flew by. So, but I don't want to like say, okay, that's the end. Too bad. So sad. I want to go to each of you, and again, you've been through this process. What do you want to leave people with? Because this will probably be your last appearance this year.
Oh, this year.
This year.
Woo.
This year.
Okay.
No, you'll be back. You'll be back next year. But and yes, Amy, I know Amy Scarborough. She knows Johnny's. What Jen? We'll start with you. What do you want to leave? What message do you want to leave the Amy and Steve and Jason and Tamara and Mohammed and Judy? What do you want to leave them with? And anybody who's watching after the fact.
If you're thinking about downloading TikTok, don't do it.
Oh,
Don't do it.
It is a wasteland of crap.
It is.
You can get so lost in there.
Yes.
And it's like hypnotic. It's so, I deleted it. It's gone.
Yes. They have to send you little wellness check messages if you're on it
Yeah.
for too long. They like pop up with little videos that's like, hey, you should drink some water. Yeah. You know an app is a time suck when
and I was trying to look at it from like how can I use this in my business? And I ended up watching just stupid kids doing stupid things.
Yeah.
And dancing. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. I can't. I'm wasting so much time. So yeah, great bit of wisdom to end 2020. Stop with the TikTok.
Yeah, or just don't start. Don't start.
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, whatever.
Don't start. Just don't go there.
Don't start. Mindy?
Well, I would say learn from others. I will learn from Jen not to do TikTok. Yeah, but
Yes.
My thing is find things that make you happy and do them. And so I've got December filled with things to distract me from not being able to spend in there the way I want to. And then I have my Christmas lamp. Right? You know, so I know Amy has her full size.
Amy has the full size one.
It's a plug-in. Yeah, you plug it into, and it lights up. But I kind of partied a little too hard and it broke. So I gotta just be careful where you party, even if you're at home.
Yeah.
But enjoy yourselves, find something that makes you happy, and do the silly things that will have fun with it. And coupon, I guess.
And find the joy in couponing. Well,
if you must. But yeah. What about you, Vince? What's your nugget?
Well, I get to be on every week, so I don't really need a nugget. But
I mean,
I would say here's what I would say actually, and this is good timing. I'm in the process now of planning my 2021 activities. So a bunch of new workshops, you may have seen a thing. I'm planning a festival with Adrian Reed. I'm putting together. Yeah. Oh, Jen, you're going to love it.
Yeah.
You got to check. It's called Serendipity.
Oh,
and you got to check it out. Go back in my LinkedIn a couple days. I think on Monday I put it out.
How did I miss this? Usually
I don't know. I made a big
You're
poster
usually on
and
top of
everything.
this. That's
Today I actually maybe an hour ago I wrote a poem called "'Twas the Night Before Go Live," and so check it out. I'm gonna make a video and do like a recording in front of a thing, but where I'm going with this is I'm in the process of planning my 2021. I've got a bunch of really cool things planned, none of which includes speaking, and it's not that I'm not going to do it. It's just I'm going to allow serendipity to let it happen. If people want me to speak at their chapter or their conference, great. If they don't, I've got 2 books planned. I've got a bunch of stuff planned. Like, I'm going to be busy. And my message is, if you're doing that now and you're making plans for 2021 and you call them resolutions, you don't have to wait until January 1st to start. You can actually start right now. So don't wait.
Yeah.
If there's something you want to do, January 1st is an arbitrary calendar-based date. You can start right now and you get an extra 3-week bonus head start. So that would be my, and whatever it is, you can start right now. There we go. How do you get Steve? Thanks for that. It's like Steve should be my manager. How do you get a hold of me? Well, Steve, you can visit my website at vincentmirabelli.com, where I've got a selection of tasty topics. Or if you want to get a taste for $5, come out December the 16th and check out the IIBA DC chapter that is hosting Ugly Babies and What to Do with Them. I will be there, and for only $5, what better way do you? What are you going to do for $5? And make sure that you bring your ugly sweater.
There we go.
Jen, Mindy.
Yes.
You guys know you guys are welcome back anytime. We will see you in 2021. Well, I'll see you next week, but for this show, for Analysts After Work, we'll see you in 2021. We will be back. Everyone that joined in today, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye. Thanks for having us, Vince.